Watch out, watch out. Watch you, we keep them mahala. Say we keep them mahala. And go down, go down. Hey, 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 hey. Watch you, we keep them mahala. Say we keep them mahala. And go down, go down. Get it? Talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Me say how we are gonna do this. Oi, ready? Ha ha ha, ready? Oi, me say how we are gonna do this. Yes, we go down, go down. Oi, sit down there, 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 sit down there. Oi, sit down there. Oi, sit down. Sit down there, sit down there, sit down there. Boy, boy, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Sit down there, 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 sit down there. Watch you, we keep them mahala. Did we keep them mahala? Me say how we are gonna do it. Boy, get me say how we are gonna do it. Boy, go down. Now Jesus, boy, watch out, watch out. Now worry about the wicked them now. Now worry about the wicked them. Tell them neighbor, come. Now worry when they talk about you. Now worry when they tell life on you. Now worry they walk over upon you. Now worry what them say about you. Just catch it on the balance wheel. 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 Jesus, are you balance? Oi, trouble, 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 trouble. Watch out, watch out. Watch you, we keep them mahala. Say we keep them mahala. And go down, go down. Hey, 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 hey. Watch you, we keep them mahala. Say we keep them mahala. And go down, go down. Get it? Talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Me say how we are gonna do this. Oi, ready? Ha ha ha, ready? Oi, me say how we are gonna do this. Yes, we go down, go down. Oi, sit down there, 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 sit down there. Oi, sit down there. Oi, sit down, sit down there, sit down there, sit down there. Boy, 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 boy. Sit down there, 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 sit down there. Watch you, we keep them mahala. Did we keep them mahala? Me say how we are gonna do it. Boy, get me say how we are gonna do it. Boy, go down, go down. Now Jesus, boy, watch out, watch out. Now worry about the wicked them now. Now worry about the wicked them. Tell them neighbor, come. Now worry when they talk about you. Now worry when they tell life on you. Worry they walk over upon you. Now worry what them say about you. Just catch it on the balance wheel. 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 Jesus, are you balance?
All right. Pleasant morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are in your neck of woods. Right. And now, Jamaica, you know, we have to start out with our chat room, right? That is quite interactive to us. But let me just ask a big question and right, you know, I mean, how are we feeling this morning, this evening, and you know, wherever you are, depending on wherever you are, right? For me, I am feeling good because we have seen right solid progress, right, had made, and we are going to explain some of these details. We have some right a little issue as it relates to the Paul Buchanan case in terms of okay and not getting right that particular result that we need. However, we are strong and we are going, and believe you me, I have to applaud Buchanan. But I am going to explain that as it relates to Buchanan's situation is not a losing situation. So I'm going to come and I'm going to explain that right categorically clear for better understanding. So, right, Paul Buchanan is still moving on with strength. But let me just meet and greet as it relates to my chat room, right? That we always have to have that ultimate respect in terms of the interaction that we are getting from the wonderful people who, spend their time in the chat room and to be interactive, be a part of the good fight for good governance. And I'm saying all of this to say that Jamaica, I don't want people to feel disappointed, right? Because we have good news to deliver, right? And let me tell you something. A little stop or a little bump on the journey, not a problem to me. A little bump on the journey, and which is expected, right? So a little bump on the journey, right, is nothing, right, as it relates to that is going to cause those disappointment. I can categorically say clear that Andrew Ones, right, is now squeezing in tighter in his little box, right, squeezing and squeezing, right, and we know that we are going to deliver, and I say that look, we are going to deliver with justice. So let me just take the time in terms of meet and greet. All right, let us begin with you, Bennett. Big up yourself, you Bennett. Leighton, right? Big up yourself. Dave Wedderburn, right? Big up yourself. Beverly 975, right? Paul Wilson, right? And Paul Wilson again, just giving us a lot of information in the chat there. I didn't even get to reach you, Paul, because I just came rushing to get start, right, to come out and speak to you people. And I am feeling great. To be honest, I am feeling great. And I'm going to tell you why I'm feeling great, right? Alethea Sterling, right, Richard Reed, Damian Goss, Paul Wilson, right? And let me go through further. Rennie Swaby, big up yourself. Dorrit Edward, Lover and P9R. It is always a wonderful thing that when you come and you look in the chat room, the regular people, right, who are always in your chat and always support you, they are just there, and it shows me the strength. Beverly is such person, right? Farmer Girl, and many of you who Laverne, and you name it, Paul, you name it, right? Trust me, dear ago, Farmer Girl. And Farmer Girl said, I cannot wait for the show this evening. I am on needles. I have faith, though, that something good will happen in Jesus' name. And you are so correct. So correct. Rosa, bless up yourself. Carla Banks, bless up yourself. C. Jam McCarthy. And these are our regular peoples, all names that I've called regular people, and continue the strong support. I am so much, feeling so proud, right, to know the consistency of the fellowship, right? Really love it. Korean, right? Big up yourself. Maxwell, big up yourself, right? And I am telling you, the chat is getting out of hand, and as usual. So let me just say this: an umbrella welcome to you all. Valerie Allen, right? At Lois Watson, Larry Beckford, right? Trust me, and Dave, right? They are hard workers in the chat. Really love them, man, right? Elder Fletcher, right? Millicent, and as I said, the chat is going on. Unique Ray, another person who's another hard worker in the chat, right? Love, keep the vibes going, right? Keep the interaction, right? Flowing, and you know that is it. So let me just speak before we get into. I'm going to feature as it relates to Mr. U Wildman, right? What he has to say in terms of the case, and I want to say big up to Deep Diver who had gone there and done an interview. And based on what I'm hearing, I'm feeling so overwhelmed, right? To know, I have to at this point in time, right? And as Paul Buchanan said, this is a situation like David and Goliath. And Paul Buchanan swear that, of course, like David slew Goliath, he is going to take down Andrew Holness. And I do agree with Paul Buchanan. So let me explain something here. Why people not to feel sad to the fact that, okay, all right, we did not get right the judgment just right away. We start to anticipate, right, as it relates to the position that the court take. And I'm not going to bash the court, right? I'm not going to bash the court, but because we have a situation that we have a little bump as it relates to Paul Buchanan, but again, we have a big deliverance as it relates to the IC, and we have to go into that because that is huge. And trust me, Andrew Holness, right? I am telling you, the walls are closing in, and am I to weigh both cases as it relates to right the judgment, right, coming from out of the IC situation where the IC had won, right? Now, which is telling Jamaica that, listen, the IC is progressing, right, in a very, very, I would say, diligent way. And I mean, their skillfulness, right, again is on display, right? The IC dotting the I's, crossing the T, right? The IC with limited resources put 23 cases in court and 22 conviction, and here it is again. Andrew Holness has lost again against the IC. So people, we have much to be celebrate, right? To celebrate, much to celebrate, and we want to keep that energy so tight, right? Now, without any further delay, let us tune in, right? And then we just get into the details as it relates to what transpired, right, there in the court. All right, let us get into that. Part 2 of the Buchanan case. Let us get into that and play. So Ishmael, big up yourself for this wonderful interview so that we can have it, right? Bless up yourself. People, right, want to go over Ishmael, deep dive, you understand? And bless him up, right? Because it is Ishmael who had executed this wonderful interview. Well done job, Ishmael. Big up yourself.
Good morning. With me is attorney Stacey Knight, and she is a part of the legal team for Comrade Paul Buchanan. Let us know what happened in the courtroom.
All right. Well, first of all, I have to say that I was not in the courtroom for the entire delivery of judgment this morning. I actually had another matter in the courtroom next door, in the Court of Appeal. But I did pop in and hear the conclusion of the matter. And this is the matter of Paul Buchanan versus the constituted authority. My summary of what happened is this, that the court has said
Sir Hugh,
that in spite, the court has said that in spite of the litigant, Paul Buchanan, using an appropriate route to go to the constituted authority, and in spite of their finding that there are serious breaches in the election in the constituency of West Central St. Andrew, they have yet found that because the election court, which is the next route you would have to go. There are two routes. You can go the constituted authority route or the election court route.
Oh.
When you challenge the constituted authority, as Buchanan is now doing, the court would need to send you now to the other route, which is the election court by a petition.
Yes.
However, the election court has the same timeline as the constituted authority, which is 14 days. That 14 days has expired. And so they are saying that even if they were to refer to the if they refer to the election court, there would be no possibility of seeking justice there because that court, the timeline for going there has closed. And so they have found that Justice Wintler, who that was the argument, that was the decision, that was the reasoning that she had used in her decision, that she did not err in her decision. And they agree with her decision that the time
had passed.
Has passed.
Oh.
Time has passed.
So what's next?
Well, I hear Council Mr. Hugh Wildman says he's going to persist by pursuing the Constitutional Court, which means going back across the street to the Supreme Court before 3 judges of the Supreme Court to challenge the constitutionality of this entire proceedings. And I guess constitutionality, I presume, of the law, of the legislation, because it seems a little curious, confusing, unfortunate that you use an appropriate route. You're given 2 routes. You use an appropriate route, and by using that route appropriately, you have been shut out from going the other route.
Interesting.
Which, when this route, the challenge for this route, the challenge for the constituted authority is the election court.
I understand.
So how then is it that the election court doesn't remain open, that after you have gone through with the constituted authority, if you find that they have erred in their decision, you can still go to the election court?
That means something is wrong with
the legislation, in my view.
Something is wrong with the
And I think we could explore whether that's...
So this is in fact a landmark case.
All cases, landmark cases, cases are landmark. But this must be. It's huge. This is a huge matter.
Comrade, I mean, attorney.
You can call me attorney. I am both, and I'm always both. I don't take off one to become the other. I am always both.
All right,
but whether comrade or not, when I am acting as counsel, a comrade is in my heart.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that I cannot represent a litigant who is not a comrade.
All right. Take care. Attorney Wildman, how are you? How are you? So I would have just spoken to Sir Paul. I would have just spoken to Stacey Knight, attorney, co-counsel, and she made us aware of our part. But let me hear from you.
What they said is that the court started out its ruling today by saying that Mr. Buchanan presented evidence of serious breaches of the representation of the people.
Interesting.
That's what the case is all about.
Right.
So if you concede that there were serious breaches presented by Mr. Buchanan, then he should have won the case from he filed it.
Yes.
Therefore, for them to now to be saying that time is a factor, we're saying that that is not correct. But they are the court and they say time is a factor. So we are going to take a different approach.
So they conceded that they would have erred in judgment, but time would have passed.
They conceded that there were serious breaches presented.
Right.
Which is what we are saying.
Right.
And that should have been the only issue before the court.
Right.
That should have been the only issue before the court. So having conceded that, Section 13(2) of the Constitution guarantees the right to free and fair election. Therefore, we'll be invoking that right immediately by filing a constitutional motion to have the election, declared void. I will be joining the director of elections in the constitutional motion. The director of election will be joined as a party.
Who is the director of election right now?
Whoever it is.
Whoever it is. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Let us hear.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Come over there.
Sir. All right.
Come over, because
yes. Let us walk and talk. Let us walk and talk. How are you feeling? Even though you would have
energized.
You are
energized for the fight.
Yes.
The fight continues. My rights have been denied. And we are gonna file a constitutional motion to treat with it to protect my rights undenied. In a very practical way. I am leading.
Yes.
We have not yet dealt with the whole question of the breaches, starting with
the men invading the station in schemas.
Really?
We're talking variation of the courier route. You understand? Carrying my box, carrying the boxes to the west into Tower Hill without any agent, without the agent was in.
Interesting.
You understand? Those things have not been addressed. You carry it west, and the polling and the counting center is in the east. Yes, and how you do that and on what basis?
Yes.
You understand? That has not been adjudicated as yet.
Yes.
Those things have not been adjudicated as yet. And that's the reason why we fight on. We fight on. I'm a serious man. I'm not playing. Andrew Holness will be held to account no matter what, if we have to go to the Privy Council to get the justice that we deserve.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you are with him?
With him, he has stood with me.
Yes.
From the start of the litigation.
Appreciate that.
You understand?
Appreciate that.
And Jamaica must appreciate his brilliance.
Yes.
We are against a system that has been loaded against us. We understand people don't want to disrupt the present order, governmental order, and it is and a prime minister, a powerful prime minister, is all there. So it's almost a David and Goliath situation. But justice will win in the end.
Yes.
Justice will win in the end.
All right, let us stop that, right, and take it for what it is, as what Sir Paul Buchanan said. Justice will win in the end, and indeed. And let me just explain little of that, in terms of breaking down so that people can understand. One of the big win out of this particular hearing, and the judge, deliver, right, the judgment, right? The judge is admitting that there are serious breaches as it relates to the evidence that they, right, had been looking at. However, right, as it relates to, right, Paul Buchanan had given two routes to take: the constitutional authority and through the election court. And however, right, both windows carry a 14 days period. So we want people to understand. So where the situation is to the fact that, right, Paul Buchanan using the constitutional authority, right, and going through that process. And so then, as it relates to the 14 days period, right, was actually not used in the sense of meeting that, because they pointed out that clearly as it relates to the 14 days window. However, they are going to challenge, right, the constitutionality of that. And so then they will be now filing what we call a constitutional motion, right, to challenge that. You understand? And now to deal with the breaches as it relates to free and fair election. So then this is now a different ballpark, right, where you're going to have a tribunal, 3 judges, right, will be looking at that in terms of, okay, all right, the breaches, right, the evidence of the breaches. They'll be looking at the Roper Act, right? Remember, if you have one, right, breach, then the election is going to be null and void. However, it is not one breach. So I want people to understand. It is not one breach. It is several breaches. Hold on, let me just take a call from Sister Winnie. And right, let me just, yes, Sister Winnie, talk to us.
Oh, I think something is not exact. Good afternoon to you, sir, and everyone.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm so disappointed in a way,
Yeah.
But I'm glad in another way that
Yes.
I see won that case in a way, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But Andrew lose that, but Mr. Buchanan, he will continue.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
Yeah, so no,
But I want to tell you something, Miss. Hold on, Sister Winnie.
to do interview.
Hold on, Sister
right?
Winnie. Sister Winnie, hold on there. All right, for me, right, a little disappointment, yes, because I'm not going to hack as if I'm not disappointed. A little disappointment, but guess what? I know that Paul Buchanan is going to be victorious, right, in terms of what he's going to challenge. But to me, right, in terms of the entire process, no matter what Andrew Holness do in terms of, you know, trying to, you know, the delay tactics and all of that, right, at the end of it, Paul Buchanan is going to victorious because the judge, Sister Winnie, what the thing that you have to look on is that the judge acknowledge that there are some serious breaches, and that is a solid news.
We know that, sir.
Yes.
But you see, I read that if we could have gone to this the court in the UK, this what they call it again,
the Privy Council, the Privy Council.
Yes,
the
I
Privy
really
Council.
wish it would there because there they don't even know you if they know you. You understand what
Yes.
I'm saying? So all I'm praying that Mr. Buchanan, you know, get through. Who's going to pay this cost now?
Well, Paul Buchanan would have to explain that. I don't know who's footing the legal expenses.
But what I'm saying, I know this is when anyone going out to do interview.
Yes.
Do the interview as you, not as someone else.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And it is wrong. You know what you've done. Don't do it again. Andre, Mr. Buchanan and this lawyer will be an Andre Stevens show at 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay, that is good. I'll be tuning in on that.
9 o'clock Barbadian time, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I am going to wait up for.
Yes.
To listen to how the lawyer explain.
Yes.
And what, because we are knowing, we're not lawyers, especially me. I don't even know
exactly. Exactly.
So I will be listening very, keenly
yes.
to hear what they have to say.
All right.
But this Andrew is doing too much, sir.
Oh yes.
He got to get down.
Oh yes.
He must come down.
Oh yes.
He must come down, and I want him to come down so hard he won't even know which brick lick him.
And he will.
You understand?
And he will.
And he's trying to get the you people now, like the YouTubers. He's trying everything now to say if he can get all. Don't mention his name anymore or anything like that. Anyway, you take care.
All right.
To the interview with Mr. Paul Buchanan
yes.
and his lawyer, don't do it again.
Okay. All right.
You know what you've done.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. A lot of calls are coming in, right? Because today is your day to call in, right? So we are free. You can call in anytime you want because it is just me alone and we can execute that. All right. So let me just get into the caller. Yes, caller. Good afternoon, my dear. Blessings. Blessings.
God bless you and keep you, all of you bloggers.
Thank you.
Mainstream media now. All
yes.
right. Let me say this. Mr. Buchanan right now, he has the constitutional authority on his hand. He
yes.
has the election court, right?
Yes.
And in case these don't work, then he has lastly the Privy Council in England, right?
You are correct. You are correct.
All right. Question. The 14 days that was allotted to him, did he file within the 14 days?
All right. In terms of what I know, and this is one of the reasons why we will be tuning in tonight, because to my understanding as it relates to what was communicated by you, Wildman, he did. Right? I don't know if you have that understanding yourself, because remember that you Wildman came out and he was addressing the first hearing, and you Wildman categorically said that Paul Buchanan filed within the time.
Okay.
Yes, that is my knowledge.
I heard it before.
Okay.
But I really asked the question again because it comes up.
Yes.
But I know Mr. Wildman came on the program at one point and said he filed within those days. So now that it comes up, that's why I really asked the question just to make sure. So I get what I want. All right. Now, I believe the judge acknowledged there were breaches, serious ones. The judge could have made a decision on that. Yes?
I believe
and
so.
You know, going to the Privy Council, if they allow that, you know what's going to happen? Show the weaknesses in Jamaica's judicial system.
Okay, all right, stop.
Show it up.
All right, hold on, stop right there. Hold on, stop right there. Let me say something to you and for the wider listeners who are listening. Now, if this court go to the Privy Council, right, there is no two ways. A one-way route. Paul Buchanan is going to win, and let me explain why. And the thing is, I want to have the opportunity and probably call in, right, to speak to you Wildman. And let me say this in terms of that win. The Privy Council doesn't really try over case. A lot of people don't understand how the Privy Council rule. The Privy Council don't really try over case. They look at procedural breakdown, right?
Okay.
Procedural breakdown. And to the fact that you have procedural breakdown, right, it is going to be a sure win for Paul Buchanan. But you know what is going to go under and get a really serious judgment? The corruption system. Because you remember, you go to the Privy Council court and you lose 3 cases in a row as it relates to Jamaica criminal justice system. It is going to affect the anti-corruption system, right? And might be that is one of the reasons why Paul Buchanan still want to utilize, you understand, the final route here before going to the Privy Council. Because if it goes to the Privy Council, there's no two-way. Paul Buchanan is going to take it home because there are procedural errors, and any lawyer will tell you that. The Privy Council doesn't try over cases. It is not like the Privy Council is going to say, okay, all right, we are going to try over case and look and see where. No, the Privy Council doesn't do that. The Privy Council, right, assess where there are procedural breakdowns, and if there are procedural breakdown, the Privy Council rule accordingly. So that is the responsibility of the Privy Council.
Okay, let me say this lastly and give somebody else a chance.
Yes.
Now, with what you have unfold right now,
yes.
So glad I asked the questions. And this going to the Privy Council.
Yes.
It don't look good for Jamaica.
No, it can't.
It don't look good for the judicial system. And I don't know which judge presided over it, but that judge, you have to look back into yourself right now, because this is more exposure for the judicial system in Jamaica. And there you give it. You give it, and thank you.
Exactly correct.
Mystic.
Yes.
You know what too? They don't want to upset the order, the setting now that is going on with Andrew. They're still in Andrew's pocket. They're still in Andrew's pocket.
That's it.
So they don't want to disrupt the order now with the Nara. We don't know what might have said behind doors and what they come to, but to acknowledge that there were serious breaches.
Yes.
Keep them easy. And again, it's not only with Buchanan, you know. For this very example,
yes.
with William Seed, with those ballots that came after in the bag.
Yes.
Whoever the runner was with Mr. Williams should never ever accept that. Where were those ballots? Those ballots have me and me around getting them. I think that's where they were not there at the beginning for counting. Where they come from? Well, we know everything with that constituency now, because Rosie exploded that, so let me leave that. So we know that seat was not clearly won either. And lastly, Mr. Buchanan, good up to you.
Yes.
We're not afraid of nobody, and that shows the strength and unity that we must have, and we must fight like what our ancestors does, because we must push back this authority, this leadership that think then he must have his own way with Jamaican people. And I hope he has learned his lesson now, that this is just the beginning of what to come again and next, until he's out, if he doesn't stop with this dictatorship leadership. Thank you, Mr. Mystic.
Well said, well said. And here you have it in terms of, you know, the caller, right, is 100% right? Because when you look at it, for the court to admit that there are serious breaches, then, you know, you couldn't be saying that, okay, all right, there are serious breaches, but however, not to disturb the order, right? I mean, come on, it is unfair to Paul Buchanan. The court admitted that there are serious breaches. And providing that there are serious breaches, right, regardless of Andrew Wallace being the prime minister and whatever order that you don't want to disrupt, right? Fear is fairness. And you have to deliver based on fairness. That is my argument. You have to deliver based on fairness, right? There are serious breaches. And, you know, I am saying kudos goes to Paul Buchanan. Paul Buchanan is a giant. And as how he described the situation, a David and Goliath scenario, obviously, that's what it is going to be. And Paul Buchanan is saying, listen, I am not going to stop until justice, right, delivered. And rightly so. He needs justice. And Jamaica needs justice. Rightly so. Let me just answer the caller. Yes. Good afternoon, my dear.
What a blessed day it is. It
I'm
is
telling
good
you.
to be alive. We should be grateful and thankful for another day.
Thank you, my dear. Really love that.
No, this is a huge victory.
Yes.
And let me tell you why I say that. He has to make sure he goes through all the procedures
Yes.
in Jamaica. The judge did not say he is what is that the election procedure and what they did was wrong, you know.
Yes.
That's what we need to note.
Yes.
No judges in Jamaica has said Mr. Buchanan case isn't right, you know. Them say yes, it happened.
You're
they
on
say,
point.
yes, election fraud happened.
You're on point.
But the time they're going back to one thing, the timing of the filing.
Yes.
They keep going back to that. No. Timing. And this is what I'm telling you now, when you talk about when you go to the final court, it's procedure.
Yes.
But it's not just procedure, mistake.
Yes, talk to us.
If a technicality of a timing, which we know demand filing time.
Yes.
We know how the court stretch it out. And this is what I'm saying, that they're not the judges. I wonder if they realize that outside looking in is seeing it, clear as crystal. The consistently delays
Yes.
of these judges who do not want to touch it.
All right. Stop right there, sister, because you're stretching my vocal range, right? To point out something to you. Now, just look and how trickify, right, the system was to Buchanan, utilizing the constitutional authority route that Buchanan filed on time within the 14 days. Now, the constitutional authority route, right, use up Buchanan time within the 14 days. Buchanan, Paul Buchanan cannot be responsible for that. And to say, okay, all right, Paul Buchanan should have gone through the election court. When now you use up my time in the constitutional court, you understand, and bear that 14 days now pass me out of the election court, because that is what the situation is, you know. So yes, I file. There are two routes that I need to take.
Yes.
And I took the constitutional route. You understand? And I filed before the 14 days. So if I am in the constitutional court within the 14 days, and this judge want to be corrupted, you understand, and don't deliver and don't rule based on the breaches, and then want to talk about time, which she was wrong. She was dead wrong. And then you use up my time in the constitutional court. And then now, when it goes now to this particular court is going to say, okay, all right, 14 days breach, because 14 days within the constitutional court and 14 days within the election court. Because I sure, sister, that what I have heard from Paul Buchanan lawyer, right? I would like Andre Stevenson to ask you, Wildman, right? whether or not Paul Buchanan did file on time as it relates to going to the Constitutional Court. I hope that Andre.
I believe he did.
Because
This is where hold on, Mystic, hold on.
Yes, go ahead.
That is why this judge sent it back to that judge.
Exactly.
They're not going to touch it. And so when Mr. Buchanan go to both do all the yard,
yes,
none of the other judges going to touch it and help that other judge that was in the first place make a wrong ruling. They said the timing what them have there in front of them, they said make it go back to she. They not touch it. Everything what Mr. Buchanan says is true. What he has provided happened, and there's enough of it to say that it happened. However, the timing, they're not gonna go over that judge because nobody want to touch it. For stick up in the last court case where we have this judge, this is what make me get interested in it more than anything. Look into this. This judge took the docket for how much months and knew that she knew Mr. Buchanan 30 years ago and know of him or whatever acquaintance. And she waited, or he or she waited until the day of the court hearing to say this is what about Mr. Buchanan. She could have said, no, I cannot take this docket because I knew of Mr. Buchanan 30 years or 20 or 10 or 5 or 1 year ago. I know of him, and it will put me in a position where there's a conflict of interest. Please move it to another judge and find a slot for it because this time is the essence.
Exactly.
The judge before didn't do it. Then the 27th, they move it to the 30th. Listen, hear me well. All this is to turn it back down at the first door of entry of the court system, the judicial system, that Mr. Buchanan filed all of these things against his seat that was robbed from him.
Yes.
Hear me well. So this is where you talk about the procedural in the Privy Council.
Yes.
None of these judge up here are going to touch you now. No judge up here is going to give a final decision.
And you're right.
They make sure that everybody knew that Andrew Onis robbed the man in seat. Only thing they're not gonna touch it to give a final verdict, they send it back to her, or him or her at the first court that he went in, and they said the judge said he did not file in time. At timing. Did you hear what Stacey Knight says? 2 routes.
Yes.
2. And he makes sure doing down here first, because when it reaches the highest point, as you pointed out, then I will try it over. They're going to look funny, enter the door.
Exactly.
That is it. Because to me, that is why I know for a fact that the judicial system is corrupt. And these guys up here, non-touchy.
And hold on, sister. Hold on, sister. In the let me put it this way, right? To protect the status quo of criminality, you expose Jamaica internationally. You understand? So that now our criminal justice system can look at, you understand, as some flawed system. Because now it is all right. There's no two way about it, you know. From once Paul Buchanan put this in the Privy Council, but what the Privy Council, and I'm glad that that's why you and I need to talk to the people them to say that, okay, all right, how the Privy Council will deal with the case. Paul Buchanan have to ensure that he utilize all the routes that need to be utilized before the Privy Council.
Avenues down there that they don't send it back down there to tell him say he must go back to this one, he must go back to this one, because he never complete all the go through all the doors.
Yes.
The judicial doors step by step in Jamaica.
Exactly.
And when he go now to them who is the big guys,
yes,
who is the final door, they're not gonna say, but you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, and you did it. He does everything, and I am fully in support of Paul Buchanan.
Yes.
What he has to do down there, and then go up there because you realize how many things
Yes.
are coming from the Privy Council back into the Jamaica judicial system.
Yes.
Do you see the pattern that upstairs there is telling them that the system is rigged down there under this government?
Mighty God. And you know,
the
it is
policeman won't come back, you know.
it is such an embarrassment.
Policeman won't come back. When I sat go up there and get that man and get this one off, look at the other man down there. After him do with Vibes Cartel, the other man he look after. And until now, the man not getting money. I don't think he getting money. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I was appreciative when Chief Justice Sykes came out and spoke about the Road Traffic Act, the 1938 and the 2018 Traffic Act, and allowed the Jamaican public to make sure they take in hand.
Mm-hmm.
As it's like when time in washing hand. You remember when Pilot washing hand?
Yes.
The Justice Sykes washing hand under any liquid. Well, you see the cash go where where drivers them set up to rob the people. Cash go traffic act, blah blah blah. But we don't want to get off the point.
Yes.
It's similar. It's the same thing. So when Stacey Knight just said 2 road, come on now, a 2 road you get, you know.
Exactly.
And the 2 road supposed to deal with you, and they tell you so you come late, you come late, you come late, and you know so you not come late because it's time stamped.
Exactly.
This is where I am saying it's not just the judges who's corrupt. The clerk of the courts needs to be looked into. The whole step, because when you go and you go to the courthouse and you bring your documents in there and everything in there and they stamp it and then put it through there, that's you see where I'm going here?
Yes, yes.
Sometimes if you don't go in physical, there's an internet, you have this where you net file it. You
Yes.
file it from through the computer system, the internet system, to the judicial court system. It's time stamped.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. So when this don't come down, I say he never come in time.
Exactly.
Who didn't stamp it in time because the man submit it in time.
Exactly.
There will be nowhere you royal man would reach this far. And this judge to reach here, so and then come back with technicality. The other
Yes.
judge them no want mystic.
Exactly.
Mystic, you're human being. Look on it. Who would have touched it? Would you touch it if you were in a judge position where you see no? Would you touch it? With a corrupt government were involved in it? Would you?
It's a tough situation, right? To be honest, in terms of the possibility of what this government, you understand, can do and judges.
It's far-reaching.
It's far-reaching. It's far-reaching, and
you know something in China, in the Chinese thing.
Yes.
They have a saying in Chinese saying, it's when time the prayer, the altar become the prayer, or the prayer become the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He exposed himself so much more that
Yes.
he start to threaten you guys now.
Yes.
He start to threaten everyone independent of his bought out media.
Yeah,
The man
yeah.
come
You
and
see that?
here and start to threaten them. Tell him I go get America. America can't stop YouTube.
No. Garbage matter. Garbage.
America can't stop him free speech.
Exactly.
So when him doing this, it exposes everything. Is something I have
But-
to say.
But
I'm only going off my own thing and I'm gonna leave now.
yes.
But mistake to all my fellow in the fellowship and all my Jamaican citizens, I said this is a huge victory.
It's a huge
I
victory.
just send it back to the entrance. I
Yes.
said that is what they now go overrule what she said.
Yes.
Because they are sending a message say, check
Yes.
the timing.
Yes. And
Check it.
you know what, sister? I'm glad how you mentioned that to me, because this is the way how I feel, and I'm saying I see some people start getting, a little bit, on the negative part. But do they understand the whole process? Because what I'm seeing victory, 2 victories, right? Exactly as it relates to what the judge is saying. Because to be frank, right? The judge specifically, right,
Yes.
said that, look, there are some serious breaches.
Yes.
Evidence of serious breaches. And so then, right, we understand the position that the judge take. It's fine, right? However, and this is it. Remember now, you know, this case goes to the privy. Remember, my sister, the privy doesn't influenced by political influence. You know? That is the Privy Council in London. They are not going to be overwhelmed by political influence, and they are not going to be overwhelmed whether or not they are going to disturb the order. What they are going to look on, they are going to deal with the procedures, right? And if there are procedural errors, just like in the case of Vibes Cartel, where that procedural error occur, right? And the Privy Council is saying that, look, right, we have a tampered jury. What should have happened is that all those juries should be dismissed. You should come again with a new set of jury, and you should start the process over. So the Privy Council, as I said, deals with procedure. They don't try over case. So when they look at this, they're going to see, one, Paul Buchanan has two mediums to use, right, which is the constitutional authority, one. Number two, the election court, right? Paul Buchanan chose to use the constitutional authority and wish the delay tactics utilized right then and there. That is wrong, wrong.
Said in a legal term, in a very discreet and tactful way. I mean,
yes,
it's not a technicality. When you enter through the door, when you submitted it, and all your evidence and all your stuff you submitted, is it within those days? The other judge said there was that he didn't submit it in time. They did. Until now, no judge in Jamaica discount that Andrew only steal the seat.
Exactly.
So this is where I am happy about.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
I am happy about Paul Buchanan speak the truth.
Yes.
And that is what the judges are saying. Yes, you're right. It's true you're talking. But we, under law, with the law, there's a time for you to submit all this truth. Did you submit it timely? And this is where they're putting it back to the one that said that in the first place. Nobody now touch it. You hear what did this judge say? They now overruled where she said there was a timing problem. So this is where the Privy Council is going to check into that. And let me tell you something. Time stamping cannot be changed. Even when certain people think that they're a hacker and they can check and fix. The cloud don't lie.
There you go, my sister.
You can't go in the sky.
There you go, my sister. All right. Thank you. Love you. Blessings. All right, Carl. You're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead. Yes, Carl. You're on Mystic Sensation Live. Well, go on, my brother. Talk to me.
Yeah, Byron, your namesake.
Oh, Byron versus Byron. A good thing I go on, man. Talk to me, Byron.
They're disappointed in a judicial order, man. But we want to answer.
Yes.
What is the purpose of the constituted authority?
Well, the constituted authority, they are the ones who look over as it relates to election breaches and so forth. That is, we have two mediums for that.
My understanding, yes.
Yeah, we have two mediums for that. We have the constitutional authority and we have the election court.
Yeah, so who make up how them selected and who make up the body? Because it seems like there's the breakdown there now, there's the corruption there now.
Yes, very good question. That is right where you understand some missteps occurred. Right there, so some missteps occurred. So that is all right. I was told that you, Wildman, right, and Paul Buchanan will be on PDTV live. I would like everyone to tune in to Partner Draw TV live, and I am hoping that Andre now would dig in as it relates to you, Wildman, as it relates to certain questions, as it relates to the time, because that is what we want to. That is what we want to understand. Because the first time when I listened to you, Wildman, right, as it relates to the first hearing. Right, you, Wildman, was saying categorically to all Jamaicans that Paul Buchanan filed on time.
That's my understanding, and I think
that is my understanding too.
The receipt and the documentation to support that.
That is my understanding.
Right. So if it is a blunder on the part of the constituted authority, them shouldn't have to bear the blunt to all of this. Because the responsibility lies with the constituted authority to file over the thing to the election code on time.
I would believe so. You're right. I would have to agree with you.
Yes, so some anky panky are going write this or writing this or that. But anyway, you know me glad for? We have another option. I mean, no, say the Privy Council.
Yes.
Yeah, them buy out every system in a Jamaica, but me know them can't buy out the Privy Council.
No, they can't. They can't.
They still have hope, my brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, my thing pass hope. Me have confidence.
Yeah, right. Me have confidence when it
Me have confidence. Yes.
Right? We have to get justice.
All right, my brother.
Because Andrew only corrupt the justice system by when they give them 300%
raise.
Everybody I work according to Andrew Holness plan and the mandate. You understand me?
Yes. But Byron, watch out. I don't know how long you are following me. Remember, say I break down the criminality with Andrew Holness, you know, giving the judge 200 and 300% raise, you know. All right. Bless up yourself, my brother. Then. All right. Blessings. Blessings, my brother.
So, I listen, brother, because I tell you, as what you said,
yes.
Confident.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yeah, all right. Bless up yourself, my brother.
And one of the reasons, because I remember getting even one of them write the laws and the pertaining to the constituted authority. And then write your constitution, and we have, as time goes along, we amend. So me know, say them are no nonsense, and them don't know where I want to Jamaica. I mean, totally.
Exactly.
Sure, so them not agree with her, because one thing with them, when it comes to governance, them not play, because they not play with them own. So,
good.
Reason.
There you go.
So you get justice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Confident.
Yeah, man. All right, my brother.
Blessings, my brother. All right. I know that other callers are calling in like, whoa. So, you know, we only, I would like to speak to everyone, right? But let me just get into the calls here. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Mystic, how are you?
I'm fine, my dear. How are you doing?
I am good, thanks. So I'm listening to the result
yes.
from the court procedure today. Okay. This is the first time I've ever watched Jamaican, how do we say it now? You know, voting. And when I saw that last year, I knew it was rigged.
Yes.
I knew it was rigged because you can't be, let's say you can't be at 100 and you come back on, the thing went black, and then you return and all of a sudden now you're at 2,000. That was not right.
Doesn't make sense.
Totally not right, Mystic. I don't understand the voting procedure that much in Jamaica. It's the first I've ever watched one.
Yes.
Okay? And I could tell. I said, this was stolen.
Yes.
You know, Mystic, you
yes.
have a blessed day, sir.
Blessings. Thank you very much. All right. Yes, of course. And now it is clear that the election was stolen. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Hi, Mystic. How are you doing?
Hi, my sister. How are you doing? I am doing fine.
I would like to see this case, Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Wildman take this case to the Privy Council.
Yes, me too.
Because this man, Andrew Holness, is a member of the Privy Council.
Mm-hmm.
And among a group of advisors to the British monarch. So I would like pictures to see that him have a damn teeth as an advisor.
There you go. And we have,
see you later.
Thank you, sister. Well, we have one as a prime minister for sure. All right, let me take calls. Right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Yeah, man. Bless up yourself.
Yes, my
good night,
yes, my brethren. Me day in the afternoon.
All the way from Jamaica, man. Bolo father, man.
Bless up yourself, because you know some Bolo are going with things, you know. Bolo might be Bolo soon run over yourself too.
Yes. I mean, a lot of things been going on, man.
Yes.
After the battle, for the victory, you know?
There you go. Me love the vibes. Me love what you said a while ago. The hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory.
Victory. I mean, they might try to, you know, put the thing on long hard, but whether it's a victory denied, why go again?
Well, justice delayed is justice denied. I don't know if that is what you want to use.
Yes, man. Victory,
justice delayed, justice denied.
Delay, justice denied. So they might try to deny the man.
Yeah, obviously.
Don't come back to them. I know what about shame, man.
But hold on the caller. Hold on the Bolo dad. All right, watch this now. There is not one judge in terms of going through the process, right, that did not say that there is no breaches. This is the fundamental thing, you know, right? Board proceedings, right, definitely see the clear breaches, but fail to address these breaches. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is injustice. No matter how you swing it, that is injustice. And don't use no time situation and try to delay him in one court. And then when he exhausted his time through the constitutional authority, you're going to say, okay, all right, he can't go to the election court because the time lapsed. You can't do the man that. That is unfair. And this is a situation now. From once you go to the Privy Council, but I want for Paul Buchanan to challenge all the processes in Jamaica. So then when they go to the Privy Council, right, the Privy Council won't say, okay, all right, you have not exhausted all areas that you need to exhaust, right? So that is what Paul Buchanan is currently doing, exhaust all these areas. And automatically when it goes to the Privy Council, then the Privy Council is going to rule. But again, that situation is going to put Jamaica in a very serious bind. Yes, caller. Oh, Bolo father drop off there. Bolo dad seems like he's, you know, some Wi-Fi issue with him. But, you know, as I'm saying, right, that you look, the man filed on time, and that is one of the reasons why we have to, you know, deal with, and I'm happy that you, Wildman, will be on Partner Draw, right, TV tonight. People, want to tune in, everyone tune in and Partner Draw. You understand? Because me, myself, and if I don't see, if I don't hear certain questions, right, asked, I will be calling in. So, Andre, look out for me calling in, you know, right? Because the questions that we want to narrow down, right, is whether or not Paul Buchanan filed on time as it relates to going to the Constitutional Court. We want to get that out there, right? Clarity for everyone, right? That is what, right, needed to be asked to have clarity within the situation, right? And, you know, it is just the journey, just, you know, I had a little 1 or 2 more miles to the journey, right? Not a problem, right? And we willing to go the extra mile, right? For callers who were calling and not getting me because, right, you can utilize the time to call back. You know, remember, this morning is your morning, right? But let us move on in between another victory and dark days for Andrew Owens. Okay, all right, a caller is coming in. Let me just answer this caller. Right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live.
Good day to you and everybody, no?
Good day, my dear. Good day, my dear.
Yes, I'm telling you, man, I'm so disappointed with these people, these court people, man. Because long time even before Mr. Gentleman there, right? Even before in court here, I'm wondering to myself, what happened to them people? They have court them high authority people to see that things run good. What them
they need to, a matter of fact, they understand and they know. But the care, they need to put in the care and the interest in the people and in our country. If it's so them to be, what kind of country we go, what kind of generation we go have to come.
Well said.
You see the whole moral and everything, I broke everything, I got like a chalala in the place.
Well said, Carla. Well said.
And when the people then bring out the report from foreign with the downturn at Jamaica, they must say no go. So why do they not people here?
Corrupted and evil.
The authority and the integrity of the people of the people and the law and everything, it is to all apply. It is a guideline for us all. The chalala business cannot go on because it broke down the moral of the people and in the country, especially the young youth of them.
Exactly.
It is a pain.
Yes.
It is a pain mistake. I tell you, it is a pain.
You're on point, my sister. You're on point.
Them work carving and all of them, there's something. And worse than not even been going to a skill place to sit and can have a little learning in their head. They just go on so. And these are the people where they are quote, they're supposed to have the full moral of everything. Integrity will guide us, you know. And when things they just stop there, it move on to the people in the country, especially young youths them. And when them take in the direction we are in, everybody can look at it and say that this not right and that not right. What them all give, what kind of talk them all put out here, or what kind of behavior them all put in the youngster them head.
Exactly. And you can't be,
I've seen there's a lady up by the UII there. What talking a stupid thing. And see this, the UII student then come out and say then do that she need to go.
Yes.
Then things says everybody's foolish.
Exactly.
And this man wants to carry the country right down to 000 because of him politics business and he corrupt business. And as I say, well, country are going on because of corruption. I mean, need the people in the courthouse to stand up because of this of the country. And we have it out there and I see the thing every day.
Exactly, and they are admitting.
Everything people need to have the brain of alert, of doing the right thing. And when they say thing now go right, they're supposed to have somewhere or whoever they call to and say, listen, this need to fix. Like in a country we have a right.
It's crazy.
Like the river coming with the dirty water and everything gone special about the place and to remain there. We need a clean place, we need a clean country. And the people in their courthouse and wake up.
Well said, my sister.
And we out here face the nastiness and the type of bad-looking things them with the little youth them. Nobody again know if we keep dignity and all of them, something, integrity. Work with us when the country can have better control and the news can go out to abroad. Good news.
Boy, you come out strong for them, sister.
I'm tired of them, man. But me thank God for Mr.
Buchanan, yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
The liar man, hold on with
Hold
him.
on.
And to Christ, and what I'm glad for too is that all Mr. Buchanan have is all the evidence where the courthouse want. You not come and tell man about something late.
Right.
And all that the woman the way say name him whatever DDP in a place or something. Then the people are joke. One woman then sitting under the pike. And she did qualify to get the place and then put in this woman because of DDP. And which part we are going?
Yes.
We're not going away.
Captain Pike.
She's going to go and big old smiling at the place. When the integrity and push the paper them forward in the right direction and deal with the thing. And I believe to myself, say, if the DDP not doing the work, they need to come out and there's some type of law for them people that want to move forward in the country. They cannot poke dirty place this week. Me tell you that, you know.
Agreed with you.
I'm tired of it.
Agreed with you, my sister.
Yes, man. Well, you make a look for the best coming out now because we have to get it in Jesus' name. Because man have everything qualified.
Exactly.
We give the man.
Exactly.
We give the man the go ahead.
Okay.
But foot.
All right.
Can't manage it, man. Thank you very much.
Blessings, sister.
And good back.
Blessings. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mystic. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. And how are you doing? All right, hold on. Do you have a device on? Turn on the device because we are getting a feedback in the studio here. All right. Yes. Yeah, talk to us.
Anyway, I'm finding out because I'm down there, sir.
Bless up yourself, my sister.
I'm
better feel him, because I'm on your hey, look for Andrew and Andrew attack. I want to see liberate them and look at him talk. Me watch him, me watch him body language,
Talk to me, sister.
That man that is like, hey, just from his father say, even a big money to go tell God you, you know him is a criminal. Look funny when I'm talking. You say, yes, net up, so you look at hey, in Paris, net up,
Mystic.
Yes.
Yes.
The man then tell the man, tell you, but you know what? If I'm going to put up a GoFundMe,
yes.
if I'm going to put up a GoFundMe, all of you are down here to eat that he can go to England.
Yeah, look here, sister. Hold on, my sister. Hold on, my sister. I'm glad you mentioned that, because if it comes to a GoFundMe and to help my platform, the campaign heavily upon that, and all of the platform them, and I know say, of course, have to go.
If you have that money there, where it come around the country, send to Andrew only and Ghana, where gone?
Ghana, India, my sister.
All of them supposed to sue the Prime Minister of Jamaica. All of those countries, all of those Prime Ministers around the country will send money to Jamaica. They be sue Andrew only.
Mighty God.
That money is a wicked to Jamaica. This way, Jamaica never stays. So me go to Jamaica in November gone. Mistake. And my friend work over KPH. And he said, Michelle, you remember how we used to sing on the mango tree around a ward 6 round there, so between there, so.
Yes.
He said, you know, around there and still around there, can. He said, he said, be a big rat around there. Be a garbage.
So what on there? Oh, who for constituency that?
That I downtown. That I hospital downtown.
Okay.
KPH.
Oh, what remember?
And when me go there, me want up my mouth. No, me not like to you, me sick. And to wreck the country. And to wreck. Mr. Every time me drive through from town, go straight back to in a Spanish town. Me hold my mouth up front. So me hold up my back.
What a disgrace.
I said, no. I know, so me left Jamaica.
No, sir.
But I know some leave Jamaica, Mystic. Now tell you God, true. We could go up a KPH down there and get medication. If we not get medication in there, so we go to a mass drugstore for Spanish Town Road, down there, so we get the medication. You hear me say?
Yes.
When they tell me, say, Michelle, all the bed, them have run from them, my skin crawl.
But my sister, hold on, my sister. Because, you see all of that when, Christopher Tufton said a film administration spend the most on healthcare.
Yes, you have him. The break that theme, you know. The break that theme. You see him? The break that theme, you know. But all of them tell them, you know, all of them are Japanese sword. And it starts already. All of them are Japanese sword because the wicked and they have woman. And the funny thing, they have the woman them around them. The woman them is a big coffee like them. They are weak. They're weak as a wife. They're weak. Can't stand up to their husband and tell them, say, this is not looking right for you.
Exactly.
What kind of wife them be? Get up, come up, bust up. And then take up his fear, dance and music and this man. Take for the Jamaican people, them man.
All right.
Yes, the paper right them.
Yes.
They might come out now, we know not talk to them, vote and inside them vote. They can't carry it already.
My sister, will put the labor right. Will put the labor right, they might come out. Will put the labor right, they might come out. They might feel it, pinch, sister. They might feel it.
They know what they're afraid, but they not come out.
Yeah, they might feel it. They don't feel it. But Jamaica, as it relates to what is happening now, right? They are moving against Andrew Oldest, and we see the development. We see the development.
All criminal that man.
Yeah.
If father say my liar, so if I can't take it for the father say never no 3 taxi or 2 taxi or 30.
You know, say too bad. Well,
as a father, when I tell Jamaican people, I'm gonna come out and lie that.
Well,
I don't know 2 taxi or 30.
So what I'm saying, sister, hold on.
Why did Jamaican people never see that and say father say I'm not 2 nor 3?
At 30.
And you still do what you do for $5,000.
we can't get them for 5 years.
Watch that. Father and mother suck the sour grape, set the children teeth and edge. Him father, they defend him in the criminality. Father, they defend him in the criminality.
You so God turn it around for them.
Yes, yes.
Price note when they hear from the PMT, they run out with it.
Look
But look how them things bigger than the little price note.
Yeah, man, see bangarang over them place there. Bangarang over them place, my sister. Bangarang over them place.
When you have big hole, you know. They say when you have big hole,
big more than one. Big two hole. Exactly. All right, my sister.
Give me a prize. Jamaican people, what are you supposed to do now? Take to the street.
All right. Talk to them.
Take to the street. I don't care if you're not labor right now, people. Take to the street. Because
Same, sir.
a phone help this and a phone situation this.
Exactly.
We are dealing with we up here, we don't need to deal with that.
Yes, man. Same, sir. Go. People them need to take to the street.
We talk too much phone.
People them need to take to the street.
Too much. Andre, God bless him too, you know, mistake.
Yeah, man. Andrea do great work, man. No, me not going to the. Let me tell you something. Loan some the whole of it. The whole of it in social media. You understand? Yes, man. And Andre.
Jamaican people, if I name them, one of them still in the bungalow corruption.
Exactly. All right. But remember for tuning. Hold on. Remember for tuning for Andre program tonight. You know, Andre have
Listen to me. The doctor them watching me now.
Okay. You understand? Because you wild man. Yeah, man. You wild man depend in program. And Paul Buchanan. So remember for tune in. We want everybody tune in for the program. All right, cool. All right. Make it stay this way. All right. Bless up. Bless up.
What's corruption going on in Jamaica.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bless up yourself.
Bless up yourself, man.
Bless up yourself.
I'm not working right now.
All right. Love you, my sister. Blessings. All right. So again, let me remind you now, people, you understand? Because okay, all right. The caller coming in. Let me just answer the call. And hold on the caller before you speak. Remember, people, tonight on the PD TV, right? You want to have Paul Buchanan and you wild man. Tune in. We want all Jamaicans to lock in on tonight's show as it relates to PD TV. You understand? And take in that session there. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Mystic, I call already, but quickly.
Yeah, talk to me.
While I'm listening to you.
Yes.
And whatever the outcome might be, we're not sure yet. Things in process still. The EOJ, we must lobby along with this for EOJ to come out of Andrew office.
May I agree?
We must lobby. Now is the time, the appropriate time.
Agree.
Lobby for the EOJ to come out of his office.
Agree.
We don't know what the outcome might be yet.
Yes. And people need to campaign on it. People need to campaign on it. We need to galvanize around that. The EOJ needs to come out of the Prime Minister office. The EOJ. Yeah? We don't trust that. With Pegasus and all of them something there. And with nasty Warmington over there. No, sir. We don't trust that.
Because we don't know if an election might have got called over an EOJ office, a big trouble that.
Yeah,
so
we don't trust that.
With that.
So I have to end us right off of the bat. All right, my sister. Bless up yourself.
Okay.
Right? That is so true. The EOJ, you understand, need to come out of your Prime Minister office. You understand, he just love the thief in business. You understand the criminality, but I'm sorry for him because the IC, the funny ass. All right, let me just take you the caller. Right? Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Yes, my brother.
Well, I'm interested in a more if Maga prison. That be interesting.
Hold on there. Let me ask you a question. You think me I waste my time, sir? Me now waste my time, sir, no? Hold on the caller. Me, partner draw, Wayne Lonesome, Rattigan, right? And all of it. Talk your mind, I talk for the press. You think me I waste your time? Him and his wife, more the whole, look here. At the entire 35 of them, you know, if they can't hold in at the entire 35 who want to go in there.
Yeah, man. You know, see, you lose the battle today.
Yes, man, but on there, the amount of call when they come in, we can't even get to talk about it. I hit more, I go to next, you know. But again, me have to give me call as them the privilege to talk.
I believe in human rights, you know.
Yes, of course.
But me no want they chain him up. I make him kneel down, I make him Jamaican get a lick off and blows.
No, me not me not go this video. Me not go this video. Me could use the judiciary system. Me could use we don't want the Prime Minister go claim say you understand certain platform that's threat FEMA, all of them something there. So we not go this.
On a threat, man. On a threat. He murder people and picnic mistake. He starve much people picnic.
Well,
if you charge for treason in some country where they do like China do some of them won't do some of them.
Yeah, man. Well, if he was in those I would say communist countries, those countries that take corruption very serious, right? Like Singapore, the Prime Minister would in trouble. He might in some serious trouble. Don't worry about that. But
me believe say boy my brother, me love my brother a Jamaican mistake. The good, the ugly.
Yes, man.
And when the leader there crush them, I put them under blouse and skirt, put them in the road and run a roll over them.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, man. We have to defend that. All right. Well, on the caller because well on there. More I call me back. I call the caller shut off because him a call from there and I realize him now get through. I'm going to give him a little talk. But go on talk. Caller, you still there? Oh, what you know? All right. I make way for the caller because the caller here with the international call. He call me from when and him can't get through. And I want him get through for at least, you know. Call me back, caller. All right. Let us get into the next situation now because Andrew lost again. Right? As it relates to the IC. So remember just put up this. Right? Because if you don't notice people, me can't get anything from the gleaner, then block me off of the gleaner. Right? I don't know why. So me have to sometimes do some farmer screenshot. You understand and save it. Because anytime you go up on the gleaner, the amount of virus wanna take me up and me can't deal with that. But here it is now, Jamaica. Right? This is a bangarang. Bangarang for the Prime Minister. Now, the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, has lost his bid to strike out portions of an affidavit filed by a Senior Integrity Commission IC official after the Court of Appeal dismissed his challenge to a Supreme Court ruling in the matter. This is big enough, people. I want to understand that this is big enough. And, you know, there is part of the criminal justice system that, you know, they are doing their best to hold up the banner of justice, right? Because here it is in one instance, you have, as it relates to the Paul Buchanan situation, the bumps that been happening there. But again, here in another instance, you understand where the court is going against Andrew Holness. Now, the appellate court also lifted the stay of proceedings that had been imposed pending the outcome of the appeal, clearing the way for only substantive judicial review challenging the Integrity Commission's investigation into its financial affairs to resume in the Supreme Court. Yes, I'm going to want it go there, sir. I want it go there, sir, you know, because guess what? You cannot explain, right, the way how you come by your wealth as it relates to your income, assets, and liability, right? You can't go explain it in the Supreme Court, boss. You understand? So you'll get knocked. And remember, you know, let me tell you something. Right now, the IC investigators, me put them over the FBI. I'm going to tell you why me put them over the FBI. As it relates to their performance, they are carrying a better performance than the FBI, right? If you look at the FBI performance as it relates to conviction, right? The FBI only have an 88% conviction in case. But when we look as it relates to 23 cases submitted into the court with the limited staff, people pay attention, limited skeleton staff, you understand? And the Integrity Commission deliver a victory of 22 out of 23 and 90% performance rate. You understand? Better than the FBI. So, Andrew Holness, you go up against the Integrity Commission, You understand? The Integrity Commission ensuring that they do what? That all the I's cross all the T's and them line you up. Them line you up. You understand? Everything that the Integrity Commission investigators put out, right? It is facts. Not hearsay. Facts. The IC, every person who involved, right, into the bank, right, where the money moving, and the Prime Minister and the Integrity Commission investigators have interviewed with those people, right? Factual information. Sorry for your backside. Things are come up to bump, you know. The decision was delivered by Justice Paulette Williams in the Court of Appeal on Friday morning. Good ruling. We love this. The appeal, however, was considered on paper by Justice Frank Williams, Justice Marcia Dunbar Green, and Justice Frank Brown. So people still have people who are looking out as it relates to justice and protect, you understand, the anti-corruption system. The appeal arose from a July 31st, 2025 ruling by Justice Althea Jarrett, who had declined to remove at least 12 paragraphs from a 108-page affidavit sworn, right, by Craig Beresford, the Commission Director of Information and Complaints. Just imagine, the people are speaking the truth. The people are speaking the truth. And you want the judge to do what? You want the judge now dismiss, right? How much pages, right? 12 paragraphs. You want the judge now dismiss 12 paragraphs? No, the judge now dismiss one because everything being stated in that entire report is 100% truthful. Out of order and bright, we are going with that. Unless his co-complainant, Imperium Olens and all of them thieving pansy shell company that I have. Well, I'm going to talk to my people them, man. Right? I'm talking to my people them. Out order and bright. Can you imagine? Right? Eh? Lose again. And that's why, let me tell you something. People will have, right, their argument in terms of, try to identify whatever weakness they might see in the IC Integrity Commission. To be frank, right, I have not seen any. Because you have to understand and anticipate that, okay, for the IC to make, right, certain judgment, you have to remember and anticipate as it relates to the oversight, right? The people who provide oversight to the IC. You have two formidable judges who would have known the intricacies as to why the IC would have made those decisions, or they were instructed by them, you understand, to proceed in that way. So when you come out and you speak, right, whatever of the IC, right, without, right, consulting them to find out why that decision was made, right? The IC try to, you see the IC, let me tell you something as it relates to the IC. The IC want to be so professional. And what one has to remember, that that's why again goes back to Mark Golden. People, it goes back to comrade leader Mark Golden. I don't know why some Jamaican, trust me, don't want good for yourself. Don't want good for yourself. I want to ask you a question. Hold on, I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question. During Bruce Golden, I'm going to set the banner straight, right? And that's why I like to speak with the evidence. I should have the evidence to present. During Bruce Golden governance, Bruce Golden bring down Jamaica in shame, you know. Where Jamaica, as it relates to the corruption index, brought it down to 30, you know. Bruce Golden, now listen to me, Jamaica. Bruce Golden, as it relates to the level of corruption and where the Americans, investigators, FBI and CIA, right, reported that drugs done fund Bruce Golden and whole heap of nastiness, the selling out of the assets and all heap of nastiness. We could talk about that, you know. It is Bruce Golding who had given the key to Andrew Holness, fly the gate and let in the pirate. People, we must remember history, you know, because history is an important lesson that is going to teach us as a result of, you know, evidence of the past. And so it is good that we build on that foundation. Remember that it gone to 30. Remember, you know, as it relates to how the anti-corruption system grade the system, you know. Anything below 50 is highly corrupted. Highly corrupted. Let me bring you now to facts. Right? And so then anything from 50 to 100, right? 100 is least corrupted. Bruce Golding government brought it down to 30. Now what happened? It is Mark Golding. Come to Jamaica, we could talk the truth, man. Right? That's why you find say a lot of them run off on this platform, I know. They will never ever come on this platform and challenge me. Never. Right? Because we know the history like my hand back. You understand? We can just pitch it just like that. And when we pitch it just like that, more people will go and Google it and say, no man, Mystic Sensation, right, man. They're on point. Remember, right, that it is Mark Jefferson Golding realized that the anti-corruption system was in a dilemma. What did Mark do? Let us start. What did Mark do? Mark decided to craft the bill, the Integrity Commission bill, and in so doing, merging 3 entities, including the Office of the Contractor General. Remember, you know? So we could talk where the corruption that comes from. Remember, I said the Office of the Contractor General have problem with Andrew Holness, you know, from the onset. We could talk the history, no man. We could speak true to power now. It is not the Integrity Commission investigators first find problem with Andrew Holness, you know. People must remember that the investigation period between 2007 to 2009 has nothing to do with the Integrity Commission investigators. They were not existed. People remember. So it is the Office of the Contractor General, you understand, was sent to Jamaica, say, look at the money are thief, you know. The money are criminal, you know. The money are corruption. 2007 to 2009, while Andrew Holness in the Ministry of Education, right? Andrew Holness using his influence to award millions of dollars of contract to who? To Gavin. Some people don't like hear when we talk the truth, you know. And Keisha Prince Kamika let him off. Using what? Abuse of process. So you see, they don't want to challenge the evidence that is against Andrew Holness. What they use? Delayed tactics time. Abuse of process. Paula Llewellyn used that to, you know. For letter of the president of the National Water Commission, you know. And you hear what Paula Llewellyn said? Paula Llewellyn admitted outright clear and said, yes, he is corrupted. Yes, the charges is there. But I am not going to charge because abuse of process. And you see now what this quote and how they try to do with Buchanan. They talk about time. They are not challenging the evidence. Here is the evidence. Here is the evidence. The phone. The phone is the evidence. Deal with the evidence. No deal with my watch. My watch have nothing to do with the phone, and the phone are the evidence. So then, deal with the breaches that committed as it relates to Paul Buchanan. But you search for time and you hold me back. You understand? And you keep me in this process here. You understand? Knowing that the same 14 days used in the constitutional authority process is the same 14 days used in the election court. So what you don't know? Eh? I am not the person who deal with the tardiness of that, right? It is the strategy that you apply. You understand? Using delay strategy. And this is why we know, say, okay, all right. This gone to the Privy Council, right? You are getting hit again. You understand? So let us go back now to the Integrity Commission in terms of what we are saying, right, as it relates to the level of corruption. It is Mark Golden, right, who deals with drafting the Integrity Commission bill, right? And Andrew Owners, government, right, pass it into law. So why are you saying that the Integrity Commission investigators, right, they seems to be political? Why we have the lab rats is saying that the Integrity Commission investigators, you understand, are biased and they are PNP, because that means most of them say. Right? It is not the PNP who passed the legislation. It's the Jamaica Labour Party passed the legislation. So then let me ask a question. Then why, when the Integrity Commission investigators, right, when there's a complaint as it relates to Azan, and the Integrity Commission investigate Azan and charge Azan, you say, yeah. You don't agree. So the Integrity Commission investigators are doing a good job. Because Azan, you understand, was under investigation by the IC. The IC pointed out Azan, right? And we applaud the Integrity Commission for that. And Andrew Owners claimed that he's not going to work, right, in the parliament with Azan. No, that is a boss. Because Azan admit to whatever. Remember, you know, Azan did not involve in any corruption. Azan using personal money. No taxpayers' money like what Andrew Owners using. And the very same Andrew Owners, right? And Pernell Charles Senior, right? Horace Chang, and the warrior woman there in a St. Catherine, my name, but the warrior woman name we shot of the person, I don't remember her name. You understand? Because she associated with a lot of criminal, you know. We shot the criminal did Babs Grange. Slaughter Azan. Right? So the IC had done a good job. You understand? As it relates to you people. Now remember, 2018, the Prime Minister applauded the Integrity Commission investigator. Said they are doing a wonderful job, a fine job. And him one, said the PNP, you understand, must not even try to interrupt. You understand? But to help the Integrity Commission, you understand, to move on the scale of success. Now that is a Prime Minister. Now that is it. To show you that the Integrity Commission investigators, they are not political. They investigate PNP and they investigate JLP. They are independent of the politics. So don't bring them into the politics. So now, since the Integrity Commission investigators now looking on you now, you have a problem with them. Because 2018, you endorsed them, you know, you beat them up. 2019, you endorsed them and you beat them up. 2020, you endorsed them and you beat them up. But what happened now, 2021, now, since the Integrity Commission decides to listen, there are certain things here, we are not going to certify you, and blah, blah, blah. When I saw that, you know, I have a problem with that, you know, remember, I came out and said, I don't understand why the Integrity Commission investigators would have certified, right, previous statutory declaration and having problem to certify the 2021 statutory declaration. The Integrity Commission answer me, you know, in that regards, you know. They answer, because you see now the Integrity Commission investigative report stating that they did not investigate Andrew Owners then. They take his word for it. They did not investigate. So then now we understand that prior to the 2021 right statutory declaration that having problem to certify and onwards, right? No investigation done on them. The IC admitted that. No. The IC now is doing deep dive and realize no, there's a problem. No, there's a problem. No, problem there, sir. Problem there, sir, because you tell us you have $200 million in a 2020, in a 2022. But while you have $200 million in a 2022, when we look in at the bank, you run 470 million in this, and you not tell me about it. How you come by the 470 million? And by the way, when you run $470 million in a NCB, when we look over here, so in a Citibank, you have $713,000 US in a Citibank. But you tell the IC now, say a mistake you make. Right? And a $713,000 US is 713,000 Jamaican dollar. How can you make that mistake? How can you make that mistake, Andrew Honest? How can you make that mistake? The bottom line is where you get the money from. Where you get the money from? Remember, you know, them sort of wealth there where you have what people not understand, you know. When you became a prime minister, Andrew Honest, you became a prime minister in 2016. You remember that, you know. So then let me ask a question now, a very serious question. Prior to you being a prime minister, what was the salary? Your salary was roughly about $5 million, being the Ministry of Education. Your salary was roughly about $5 million. Then if your salary is $5 million, then you have $57 million worth of project. Richard, you and Julius own a salary put together. Cannot have that. How you explain that? How you explain that? This is why you have to lose this case today. This is why you lose the case today. You have lost the case because guess what? You need to explain these things. You need to explain these things. You cannot explain it to the IC or the L. You want to explain it to the court. So then me have another question to ask you, because if you can't explain it to IC and you can't explain it to the court, my mystic sensation question to you, or you put that in the bank, or you put them there in the bank. Did you explain your source of income to the bank? Because the bank is like a party shop, you know. So how are you able to put $470 million in the bank? You have to explain that, you know, because you put people in the bank in a big conundrum, which now never turn to also BOJ and ask BOJ the question. Because BOJ provide oversight on commercial banking. This is not a non-commercial banking, you know. This is not a non-banking organization like SSL, you know. This is a commercial banking entity which BOJ have oversight both on banking institution and non-banking institution. It's just that FSC created to specifically deal with non-banking as it relates to SSL. But remember, Andrew, when I say you run all of them the corruption there, you know. You understand? From Cash Plus to All-In, you understand, to SSL. No, Andrew, no, sir. Mighty God. No, Papa. No, I forget this. Because, trust me, no, Edward Seaga don't have nothing for you. No, I'm not lie you. Edward Seaga don't have nothing for you, Andrew. And Bruce Golden, bad for bad. Them don't have nothing for you. No, they can't hold you, Andrew. No, I forget it. I forget it, Andrew. I not lie you. Me not lie you. No, sir. No, sir. Because there were some of them, as it relates to Edward Seaga and Bruce Golden, them teeth with fork and spoon. No. Them teeth with fork and spoon. But you teeth with backhoe and tractor. A backhoe and tractor you use only for the money them. No, sir. No. Them people don't have nothing for you. I mean, I see nobody in the Caribbean, no prime minister in the Caribbean. But again, apart from the stealing, though, Andrew Honest, is the level of greed that me just can't understand. It just seems like you have a, the way you look upon you, Andrew Honest, I don't think you can control yourself. You have a problem in terms of that. You have a disease. Let me just take this call. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead. Talk to me.
About that. You see the Nara thing now?
Yes.
It's a different scheme in bring now to conceive again.
Oh, yes.
In our reach now.
Oh, yes.
It's a new name now in bring different avenue for do robbery again. Tell me they tell you that. No, look out and see.
You're right, my sister.
Come out and it's a
You're
robbery scheme.
You're right.
Like SSL.
Yeah, we tell them. We tell them. We tell them. All right, my sister. Bless up yourself. Right? And the sister is correct. You understand as it relates to this Nara situation. Because remember, right? You bring forth Nara now with Google Gaga. But don't have the experience like Adam Stewart and don't have the experience like hold on, let me just take this call. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Mystic.
Talk to me, sister.
Mr. Mystic Mystic is like a laughing matter, but it's a very serious matter.
Yes.
The stories that have been unfolding this week in Jamaica.
Oh my God.
It's like a mystery story.
Yes.
It's like a mystery. And as for Andrew Olness, I don't think if you got one of the top forensic barristers that did accounting, they could sort his affairs out.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's so true.
I think if you got a barrister, yeah, who deals with accounts and business, yeah, well, you don't want an ordinary barrister. You want a forensic barrister.
Yes.
That deals with that level of corruption, yes, and monies. I don't think they could sort it out.
You're right. I have to agree with you.
I don't think so. I don't think so. This thing is getting from bad to worse. It's getting from bad to worse. And Andrew Holness as a prime minister is an embarrassment to the country. It's an embarrassment to the country.
It is. It is. It is.
He is an embarrassment to the country, right? He's an embarrassment to the country. The other day when Garfield Sober's funeral, right?
Yes.
All the heads of CORICOM was there. Then they want him there.
True.
No, because maybe Gary body there one side of the casket gone and them don't know who take the casket, but him take it and gone with him. He made a disgraceful man. He is a disgraceful man. He's got nothing called humanity or empathy. He needs to go. He needs to go. The man thief him can't thief no more. No forensic barrister. I don't think if you travel the whole world, I don't think you would find a forensic barrister that deals with accounts could manage him. And the worst of it all, the worst thing of all, you know, Mr. Byron, yeah, him take the donations of the outside, the diaspora, as they call us, the donation that has been given to help the poor and needy of Jamaica, and to always take it and wash it to New Delhi, whichever party now wash the money to. These things is wrong.
It's crazy.
These things is on the backside him to get money at Jamaica to help the poor people, and him take it give Shabada away peace in you to carry Ghana Bombay or wherever it's been washed. It's wrong. It's wrong, and he needs to be brought in, man. The man that want closing on that man.
You know, but
Mr. Byron, this thing, you know, for me and you looking in
yes.
from the outside, yeah, it's an embarrassment. It's a
it
damn
is.
disgrace.
It is.
It's a disgrace. And then you got tossed on him too. Look at the state. No, man. Them people you want to creep up, man. Them creep them up.
All right, mighty goodness. I am telling you, sister, I have to agree with you. It's a despicable behavior. It's really nasty, extremely nasty. Don't worry about that.
Despicable. No, Mr. Byron, no
Terrible.
Yeah, and I see what they have done today with Paul Buchanan. Yeah.
Yes.
If I England that did that couldn't happen. Because from you have your evidence, from you have got your evidence, right, and it can be proven that it was wrong. There's no way they would have run out Paul Buchanan out and put this man in. Yeah, a hand to hold this, they could have depend the block. Yeah, why is the justice system in Jamaica defending Andrew Onis and his criminality? Is it because a lot of them are getting sites, them when they say get a little sweetener from him?
But here the thing.
Is that what they went to law school for 6, 7, 8 years to go get sweetener from corruption?
Exactly, my sister. But here the thing is.
If I England, some of them did that to rat, you go to the law society and from your evidence law society walk back at them and take with the whole of them life. They never practice.
Exactly, because here the thing is, sister, they all admitted that there are serious breaches. Then deal with the breaches. It is the breaches that they are talking about, right? And then now you are now deflecting in terms of time, right? Being exhausted, right? And I mean, based on what Wildman said that he filed on time. So I don't understand this.
Well, you know, Mr. Byron, if you're picky, I know you want to get on with this, but if you're picky, right? Put it this way. And on this backside, it depends the burner, not the frying pan again, it depends the burner burn out. So
yes, I agree.
They have to try their best way to delay the outcome. But it is going to happen because there's too much going on.
It cannot be avoided because, all right, as you and I know, sister, as it relates to the Privy Council, it is not like a situation that the Privy Council is going to try over a case. The Privy Council is going to look at procedural breakdown. And when you look at it, you understand, right? I mean, the Privy Council have to rule in Paul Buchanan's favor.
Yes, but Mr. Byron, you remember when Isaac came here for Vibes Cartel?
Yes.
Right? Paula Llewellyn was in court the day, one of the, I think at one time this year, she and I were cheering, yeah? And the barrister that they had, that Paula Llewellyn paid for in England, there was a question posed, right? I think it was about the tainted jewelry.
Yes.
Yes? And to me, the barrister never knew about that. The barrister that Paula was representing Paula here, right? Didn't know about it. Yes? And she said, she mentioned that she tried case already with tainted jewelry. Okay, listen to this. One of the lords up upon the bench, like he would have said, now, Mr. Byron, if this was in England, would this case be able to be continued? And the man stuck to like I said, no, my lord, that couldn't happen. They would have to retry the case.
Exactly.
Right? And the man run them out of court, run Paula Llewellyn. The only person he spoke to was Isaac Buchanan.
Isaac Buchanan, because Isaac Buchanan has it right.
Yes. Yes, he had it right. He never want to hear none from Paula.
No.
Right? So at the end of the day, the DPPs of Jamaica and some of the judges, right, and some of the lawyers, them is selling out the case then, and them know the damn right, and them is doing wrong.
But my sister, let me ask you a question. To face another, for the country to face another exposure like this, going to the Privy Council, right, if Paul Buchanan case should reach there, right, isn't this going to be a striking embarrassment to the entire criminal justice system in a general way?
Of course it will be. Of course it will be. Because if I wasn't one of these high court judges, right, that is sitting in the Privy Council and you're coming back to me with something like this,
Yes, again, similar to
Isaac,
Cartel.
yes.
You got all the evidence in there in black and white. Why are you back here? Why didn't you deal with it over there in your country?
Mighty God, it not look good.
So it's looking. What I would say then, if I was one of the High Court judges that is sitting in the Privy Council, I would say, well, there looks to be some very serious breaches that is taking place within the Jamaica jurisdiction system.
Exactly.
It's got to be.
Exactly.
It's got to be.
Has to be. Not to worry about that. And that is the message that will be sent, right? And again, that is going to make the anti-corruption system grade us even downwards, right? Knowing to the fact that, you know, if this case, Paul Buchanan case, reach the Privy Council, it is really going to put Jamaica into a very bad light. Not to worry about that. And shame on these judges who would have allowed that to happen.
Well, Mr. Mr. Barr and I completely agree with you, but I will repeat what I say again. Is this what these judges and lawyers and barristers went to law school for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to study, to come out, to come defend criminal?
Well, I think what they are defending, my sister, they are defending the 200 and 300% raise.
12 with that. They might charge you 60,000, 80,000 for just go say yes, my lad. So to hell with that.
That's what they are defending.
That is a one day.
That's obviously what they are defending.
And some of the liar, them take people money, them that turn up a court.
It's crazy, my sister. It's crazy.
It's wicked. It's very, very bad. But as for Andrew Olnis and him Alibaba them, yes, it a tumble down little. Him carry all the IC go the IC this rolling. But you know, Mr. Byron, they need to seize what he's got, you know, they need to start seizing.
Well, all right. The situation with IC now that the IC now, right, has the option now to proceed and dig, right, in terms of their investigation, right, it is going to be serious because, you know, the thing what I am looking on, sister, right, Fed at this particular time, knowing to the fact that they have been spending roughly about a year, I suppose to, if my memory serves me right, and they cannot vindicate the Prime Minister. It is saying something, my sister. Wouldn't you say that?
Of course. Something is wrong.
Yeah. It is serious.
Something is wrong. And he's not providing the necessary documentation that they want.
There you go.
Complete his investigation. Because you know, if something went wrong, yes, and you know that you got the relevant documentation, and you can explain how you got A, B, and C. You're not gonna make it juggle.
No. You'd have remember you're the Prime Minister, you know, and you wouldn't want this cloud over your knee, over your head. And so then, if you have the evidence to prove otherwise, you'd have proven it.
Of course.
You wouldn't make it stay. You wouldn't make it stay. That drug out, and people are calling you thief, and people are calling all sorts of names, and you understand. You are just saying, okay, let them continue to call me and blah blah blah. You need to present documentation to say, okay, all right, I am not guilty of these accusations.
But he can't. He's guilty of the accusation.
He's guilty.
If you can't pay your student loan when you're leaving university, right? And now you have trillions and trillions of dollars, where you get it from?
It's a very basic question there. It's crazy. So the Prime Minister is in a kind of, okay, all right. Someone is calling me. Let me just talk to this person. Bless myself, my sister. All right. Yes, caller. I've seen you calling quite okay. Let me just. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my sister. How are you doing?
Good. So I want two questions I'm sitting here thinking while I'm listening to your program.
Thank you for listening. Let me say that.
Okay. Regular listener.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It's boggling my mind.
Yes.
If Mr. Buchanan's case was filed on time the first time,
yes,
how could the judges then say he didn't file it on time? So I'm going to listen to Andre and try to hear that out.
Very good question.
Secondly, when they made the date for the second court date that they went to, I mean, the election happened 10 months ago.
Yes.
So did they purposely set the date so that his appeal would be, they would be able to say, oh, it's not in a time. What am I not getting here? I'm not getting here because everybody saw the police show up to the people, them precinct, which is illegal.
Yes.
For the Prime Minister and his wife to show up to where the people are voting. People don't forget.
Yes. Yes.
People don't forget that the light went out. Just boom, bam, light gone out and you gone from 100 to 2,000, which the count ain't right because there ain't that many people in the district to vote for your ass.
Crazy.
So many different breaches, but what I'm not understanding is how are these judges able to say that this man did not file on time?
Okay.
And what are the guarantees that the Privy Council will take this, because it is a political case? I'm just wondering.
Okay, all right. And very good questions. I must applaud you as it relates to your observation and the questions that you are asking. Now, and you have mentioned it that you'll be tuning in to Andre Stevenson program, right? Because I'll be tuning in as well as it relates to wanting to, clear. And did Paul Buchanan file on time? I think that is going to be the important question for you, Wildman, right, to take us through, right, for us to have a clear insight. And so then, if Paul Buchanan filed on time, then what is the issue? What is the issue?
Doesn't it make those judges who then set the case, because when on the set case of Jamaica, something happened today, and on the set it happen now 3 years from now.
Yes.
Isn't that also sort of like illegal? Like, if this is a time-sensitive matter,
yes,
why are we just now 10 months later dealing with this right now?
All right. You ask a very very fundamental question that I liked the people within the criminal justice system who is protecting the status quo of the criminality of Andrew Jonas. And let me just say something to you as it relates to what you just pointed out. Now, if you remember when the president for the National Water Commission, right, charged for some illicit behavior, right, and Paula Llewellyn agreed that there was reasons, right, to charge him, but Paula Llewellyn is saying that okay, right, abuse of process. And I'm saying here, just like the question that you are asking. So then if Paula Llewellyn is a DPP and it's a time-sensitive matter, why didn't you act, you understand, within the time range? And you sit here as a DPP and wait until that time exceeded, and then you come out and talk about, you understand, abuse of process. What do you mean by that? So all the questions that you're asking, sister, unfortunately, I cannot answer you. It is Paul Buchanan who have to answer tonight.
Okay, all right.
But
I'll be listening and I'll be asking, because I just don't understand this whole time-sensitive
sister,
issue.
let me break it down for you.
And who was the DPP in September? When I want to know, was it the new girl or was it the one there?
No, it was Claudia Thompson. Claudia Thompson.
Well, because she basically
she's a protege of Paula Llewellyn. Paula Llewellyn protege.
Yes. I'm mouthpiece, yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Blessings. You. All right. Right. And you see, this is the question that I cannot answer as it relates to, right? And we have to seek further clarity tonight. right? And I'm happy in terms of these. Well, Paul Buchanan and you, Wildman, will be on Partner Draw TV tonight, right? I will have to tune in on that, right, to have an understanding what is happening here, right? Did Paul Buchanan file on time? And if Paul Buchanan file on time, then what is the issue? What is the issue? Why the judges are saying, okay, all right, yes, clear, right? Paul Buchanan have all reasons, right, to pursue because there are breaches, clear breaches, right? Then if there are clear breaches, rule on the clear breaches. Rule on the clear breaches. You can't say, okay, unfortunately, you understand, we cannot apply justice because time lapse. Time lapse. Because if time lapse, then let us ask how the time was able to lapse. Because Paul Buchanan filed on time. So explain to us, take us through, right, why the time lapse. And then if you are saying, okay, time lapse because the time being consumed as it relates to the process that Paul Buchanan used, because remember people, Paul Buchanan allowed two processes. There are only two established processes that can be utilized, which is the Constitutional Authority and the Election Court. And so then you cannot be saying that, okay, time would have lapsed because both in the Constitutional Court and the Election Court, right, the time to do that filing is 14 days. And you cannot be saying that, okay, all right, if I chose the Constitutional Authority and I'm utilizing that time, right, you are saying that time is automatically running in the Election Court. Me not understand it. Time is automatically running in the Election Court as well, because I have not challenged the Election Court. I have not used the Election Court process. The process that have been used, that is established by law for me to use, is the Constitutional Court. So then if I have a delay or whatever it is, and time exceeded, right, within the Constitutional Court, right, I should be allowed the discretion to the fact that, okay, but I never filed through the Election Court simply because my presence, you understand, was being utilized via the Constitutional Authority. You cannot be counting my time that, okay, all right, if me then the Constitutional Authority, I mean, I use up the Constitutional Authority, automatically, my time, they run in the Election Court. No, that can't, well, like something wrong with the legislation. Something wrong with the legislation. And so then I understand now why Paul Buchanan and his lawyer, you Wildman, you understand, is going to challenge the constitutionality of that situation. Because it can't be. Because number one, I am not omnipresent. I am not omnipresent. I am not here, there, and everywhere at the same time. I can't be. I am only one person, and I only can, if me I go use up the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court I use up. And if I don't get my justice in the Constitutional Court, they should a clause in that law, you understand, that I can use, you understand, the other alternative, right? Without my time being utilized or my time being considered, right, counting that, okay, 14 days, I just did not venture in to the Election Court. And so then let me just answer this caller, right? This is madness, so me not understand it. Yes, caller, talk to me, my brother.
Yes, my brother. Brother Byron. The Lord give it and the Lord take it.
Talk to me now.
And I'm deeply saddened of the verdict.
Yes.
Deeply saddened, but I ask all prayer warriors, the mothers, and the king in the kingdom to pray for Jamaica, because what happened today? The kingdom of the heaven has been shook.
True.
Damn outright denial of truth.
True.
Present the truth.
I support you with that.
Justice.
I support you with that.
Justice. Sit down on the truth and deny the people, the truth and the privilege and the rights. That justice, darkness covering light, whichever's that what that gets to them. I'm telling you, brother, it's serious.
I have to agree with you, boss. I have to agree with you. What you said is 100% true. So, I mean, we can't grow on that. Because I feel, I am feeling the same way.
I'm going to ask the prayer warrior to pray for the innocent souls in Jamaica.
Because, my brother, what they are saying to us doesn't make any sense. It's nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. You the court, right, admitted, right, that there was a natural wrong done, natural breaches, egregious breaches. You admitted that.
You admit it. But one of the brother, what's this? Look what they did. Over 4 years now, the IC report that I make a decision, but I today, because they want to cushion Barbuck and case, then put up on the IC report case today. Them wicked.
You see the strategy?
Of course, I'm not stupid. There's some the IC integrity case so long. But you don't know what to do nowhere. It's all right, we'll get in the IC report.
You see that?
But the denying Barbuck and the victory, Rapplement and go to the Republicans, because they know. They're wicked, man. They're wicked. Justice Skies, we want you, and the Governor General.
It is unfair, my brother, because right now what being exercised is justice delayed is simply justice denied, and that is just that. Justice delayed is justice denied, and all the delayed tactics that they have been using, you understand, and coming up with their Anansi story and admitting same time simultaneously you're admitting that yes, you understand, the breaches are egregious. You understand? Foolishness of it. Come on, man. Do the right thing, man.
Fear the man so much. That's the children can't even get this child. Can you imagine this? This is so unfair. So unfair to the people of Jamaica. Respectful people. No, boy.
Just imagine, my brother, and that's why I keep on telling the people, you know, in terms of Andrew Owner's strategy, you know. You understand? And that is one of the reasons why Andrew Owner's, you understand, had given them 200 and 300% raise. And so then when they look at that, many of them sell their soul as a result of that. Right? They have sold their soul. And you are going to embarrass the country. Look at this now. You are going to put Jamaica through that level of embarrassment. You understand? For Paul Buchanan to exhaust all what needs to be exhausted, and then go to the Privy Council for the Privy Council to give Paul Buchanan justice. What does it say as it relates to the citizens of Jamaica? How are they going to look on you after that?
Not worthy. Not worthy.
Yeah, no, so you know, people have to be careful in terms of how, you understand, you make decision. You have to be careful of that. Because there's no way, you know, the Privy Council is going to look at procedural breakdown. They're going to address that and other technicalities. It's serious.
It will surprise me. But who want to stand for the justice of the people? Who want to do it?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Andrew Owens cannot get away, right, from what he has done.
Right now, Brother Byron, that's the truth. This morning when that you heard that come out, the whole of Jamaica supposed to have march from north to south to east to west, right down.
Well, I mean, watch this. The Jamaican people, and I will always say this, right, that they need to be sensitized in terms of what is happening in their country and understand that their sovereignty is on the line. And if they don't come out, galvanize, right? Because they are the ones who can save the country. They are the ones who can save the country. The power is in the people's hands.
Unbelievable. You know, the sit on
Boy, what to say?
I can't believe this.
It's grim. It's grim, my brother. We can feel the passion, and it's grim. It's grim.
This is.
Yeah, man, it's that bad. It's that bad.
Earlier on, brother, I said, why aren't you beat Eddie and Bruce?
Well, I mean, but the evidence is there.
Yeah. But then, hey, you see, you, brother Ryan, you said the man was sickness. I true, the man was sickness. That's sickness.
Well,
no, you won't be in a babe, so.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? He cannot control himself. Cannot control himself.
Can't control himself. Can't control himself. He has sickness, the virus. What is it?
Andrew Honest is a kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that.
Almighty God, it's bad, brother Ryan, it's bad. Why anyone support this one of our heart?
Why? But the beauty of this thing is, you know, you and I in social media space, and people are not giving up, and we will never give up, right? And we will continue to fight. Paul Buchanan will never give up. You know, I applaud Paul Buchanan so much, right? Yeah. That Paul Buchanan can take all of this, right, and still traveling the journey, because he knows that at the end of the tunnel, there's going to be the light. Yeah, man. Paul Buchanan. Yeah, man. Yeah, that is the strategy that they are applying. And if Paul Buchanan need any assistance, you understand, all platforms, right? All platforms, and I know that all platforms will galvanize and support Paul Buchanan to take this to the privy. You understand? My platform will be coming out. Lonesome platform will be coming out. Right? Partner Jaw TV platform will be coming out. Right? Talk Your Mind, Hot Off for the Press, ABR, you understand? Bolo. You understand? All of us willing, because justice must be done. The court, to me, Carla, the court cannot be admitting. This is my problem, you know. The court cannot be admitting that there is an egregious wrong, and you don't remedy the situation. You don't remedy the situation. That is where my problem is.
This reminds me of when the man I put Jesus for the trial.
Yeah.
And you know, the small court here, I mean, I said to Pontius Pilate. And Pilate said, this man is innocent, whatever, but a similarity.
Yes.
They were saying, the judge today said, she tried to let it now. Even though she don't talk to her, make it, she have to send it over to England.
That's a very good scenario you draw, because Pontius Pilate, if you notice, Pontius Pilate, right, as it relates to Pontius Pilate observation, right, and perception, that he cannot, he's not being a part of who is saying that Jesus was guilty. So he's washed, he has washed his hand out of it. He has washed his hand out of it, right?
He said, this man blood will fall upon you people, not me.
Exactly. And you know what? If you read between the lines, yes, and if you read it, but hold on, Carla. Hold on, my friend. If you read between the lines in terms of what the judge, right, make certain deliberation today, and the judge admitting that, okay, there's an egregious wrong as it relates to the breaches. Right? The problem is that you should have now made that determination on the breaches. The time to me, the lapse of time to me is not important. Right? So, okay, all right. Let us ask this question. Let us ask social media this question. If you have evidence of a young lady being raped, right? And the young lady did not go in, right, to say, all right, for the first week or 2 weeks that she was raped. But there are solid evidence. There are solid evidence that this person, the rape occurred. Right? Is it okay for the court to say, okay, all right, you should come in, right, early enough, right, as it relates to when the rape occurred, and to the fact that you come in later, we can't pursue? The judge has to look, to me, the judge has to look on the evidence, because the evidence that brought before the court is to say, okay, was the election, you understand, done in a fair and balanced way? What is the objective of bringing this to the court? The objective of bringing this to the court, the objective of Paul Buchanan bringing this to the court, right? The objective of you, Wildman, being Paul Buchanan lawyer, taking this to court, is to say that, okay, we did not have a fair, right, election, fair and free election. Based on the Roper Act, right, the Roper Act outline, right, breaches of the electoral process, right? And the the Roper Act specifically stated that if you have one breach, that election is going to be null and void. Okay.
You got 5 now.
Paul Buchanan have roughly about 13.
Yeah.
So then, how does time becomes now the essence and the background of this issue? How does time work? Right? And so then that sort of legislation needs to be challenged constitutionally. Because you can't openly deny me of my justice.
You know what? It's serious. Serious. It's about a new party. Serious. They want to push up party just in case when you lose in the government, the central trade.
Yeah.
We everything up. Yeah. They know. But I'm just alright. They know what I'm doing. They know what I'm doing. Everything open.
So it is.
But why this is grievous?
Yeah, man. Of course. Of course.
Please don't put on the judgment from the people because it's serious.
Yes.
What that justice has done today? Why?
Right. So I mean, we are not daunted, right? And the judge ruled today, and we are going to continue the journey with Paul Buchanan.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
My brother, may I ask you to tune in, because I want everyone to be aware of what is happening. Right. So tune in to Partner Draw TV. Right. Make sure, say, at least, you know, you're taking what being communicated, right? So people can be aware, right? And have a better understanding of the whole situation. Right? All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Right. All right. Blessings. All right. Blessings, my brother. Right. And so then, you know, we are, you know, just, and I'm asking, as it relates to my closing, because I'm 24 minutes over my time, but you understand, time is not a factor here. We have to deliver what needs to be delivered. I am saying to the people, let us all out, right? Paul Buchanan is carrying this thing right straight to the end. And I do believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? And we are going to follow through. if it is a situation that we have to assist Paul Buchanan in terms of going to the Privy Council, we will be going there. We will be doing the following as it relates to anything in terms of aiding, right, Paul Buchanan, assisting Paul Buchanan, right, in terms of having the financial strength and bucketive, right, to go there, because injustice is plain injustice, right, plain injustice, and we can't take that the court is going to be admitting that, okay, obviously, right, the breaches is egregious, and at the same time you're not giving justice. We are not going to take that. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Mr. Byron.
Yeah, man, blessed to you, my friend and family as well.
Yes, I'm here, and this thing is very frustrating, but we still have to hold up where and move on.
Thank you. I really like that encouragement.
To take it to the next level.
Thank you. I love that encouragement.
This is not the end of it.
Thank you, sir.
I'm happy for Mr. Buchanan courage.
Yes.
And we still need to, keep encouraging too.
Love that.
Now, I heard the man before earlier talk about Jamaicans should be out on a day like this after this verdict and marching from the east to west, north to south.
Yes.
I must say this. There's a few things we need to understand. Jamaicans don't have the amount of information that we are privy to in America on Jamaican side this moment, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take you to a place where you will see. I remember in the 70s, it was always JLP chanting that communism was coming to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as you can see, Jamaica become a communism state under JLP. Believe me, and that.
Explain that for us. Yes.
I'm gonna break it down. Notice when a communist leader, what they try to control first in the country, they try to control the media, they try to control the justice system, they try to control the police and the soldier. You look, all of those things are in Andrew's office.
No, I see where you're going, and you're right. You're right. You're correct.
So, in order to have people get information in Jamaica, you notice what happened. You start to control the power system. Look on the high rate of light bill. Plenty of people is hardly able to charge a phone. They try to keep all those things off because they don't want to pay high electricity bill. So even if things is out there within the media space, they are not privy to it because they are not able to run their Wi-Fi or nothing to get the information. That's a control. So he tried to take up every full control to lock certain things from the people. So we are going full-blown communism. Look on the agriculture that you want to change in rather.
All right, Carter. I'm just begging you a minute, right? Because
yes, sir.
What you're saying, right, I totally agree with you. But I'm going to give you something that maybe you don't know. And yes. I have done a research as it relates to how dictatorship work, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know that in 1942, when we have World War II, right? What was the situation that led up to World War II? If you study it, you will realize that Adolf Hitler, right, was under investigation by his anti-corruption system in terms of purchasing Benz, using charity money to purchase Benz. Now I want you to take note in terms of what I'm telling you today. And as a result of his anti-corruption system having him under investigation, he created mayhem against the Jews, right? And at the end of it, over 6 million Jews was killed, right? To create deflection from away from him as it relates to what he had done, right? Because he want to remain in power, right? And because he want to now mash down the investigation, Now, let me switch. If you look in the United States, Donald Trump is under investigation as it relates to the Epstein file, as it relates to 13 years of age young lady and 14 years of age young lady, right? Who, right, being abused as it relates to the allegation, being abused. Right? Donald Trump is causing mayhem as a result of that investigation. War in the Caribbean, war in the war to Iran, you understand, to deflect the investigation of him. Now let me point out something again to you. Look in Jamaica, as it relates to Andrew Holness, under investigation by his anti-corruption system, right? And when you look, right, he cannot explain his illicit enrichment, right? Andrew Holness is creating all the deflection and all that. What commonality that I just show you in terms of the research. All of these people who becomes a dictator, a vicious dictator, they previously have criminal investigation pursuing them.
Yes, they are all running on the same playbook.
There you go.
Look, I can look at. There's so much things you show where he's trying to control everything. I look at a funeral happen, like Ojo. He sent police that go lock it, which they're not even supposed to be at the funeral grounds.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's not a public cemetery. It's a private cemetery. Not supposed to be there, period. The police shouldn't pass a gate.
Exactly.
And if they're not supposed to have any converse with the people who are there mourning. They're supposed to see the owner of the cemetery.
Right.
So you see the whole lot of control. And if you go and study the slaughtering that Hitler do, you could check the amount he does in a year.
Exactly.
And you do it by ratio and by Jamaican country, the size of Jamaica. And when you check it out, it's pretty much equal to what Hitler do in Germany.
So when you look at Andrew Holness, when you look at Hitler, Donald Trump, Andrew Holness, there are three peas in a pod. 3 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Now, Carla, all right, I have some arrangement. I love how you eat that topic, but I have to go run left here, you know, Carla. You have to go kitchen back at that next time. Love you. Yeah, man, big up yourself. All right.
Yes, sir.
Bless it. All right, and let me just do one more appealing since we are coming out, and because the Paul Buchanan situation, right, is a situation that needs some clarity, right? And as I said, Partner Draw TV will be having Paul Buchanan and having Hugh Wildman, right, on his show later, right? All persons, right, tune in, right, and have a better understanding, right, where that is concerned. I myself will be tuning in on that. I want to say, people, thanks for the support that you continue to give and the energy, right? And we are here as it relates to good governance, right, and transparency, right? Enough is enough. And we want Andrew Holness in the rear view mirror. I am saying, taking a note from my wife, safe travel on the gravel. Love you. See you on, of course, Tuesday. We'll be coming out with much more investigation and serious. I didn't even get to the deep into an investigation that I want to share with you. But Tuesday, catch me. You understand? More information, because we are not stopped from digging into the information. The platforms on social media, right? They are excellent platforms, right? The Lonesome, right? The Andre Stevenson, the Portland Spice, where you get, you know, our economic lesson from, right? The Mystic Sensation, you name it, right? Many more. We are doing a good work as it relates to good governance. Keep it live, keep it going, right? And be strong in the strength of unity, fighting for good governance. Love you, people. I am out. Walk good.
10 years, you say. 10 long years, and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew a live great. Hey, hey. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their JLP friends them build high-rise, road still full of wood. A whose pocket do I feel while the nation lose its soul? Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Wholeness, time to go. Time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know you're us. We are not on the door. Wholeness, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Wholeness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You bring in the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Roads crack up parish council, bro. Country suffocate, done and it just smoke. And when we raise the voice, so call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical. Police, time to go. Time to go. The people, them say no. We say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are not on the door. Police, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Police, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking and I know too late. Time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are not on the door. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh, yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican. We can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live.